Illustrations by Pete.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode, and don't be too angry, but the lighting in this one's not going to be so great. I had my camera on the wrong setting. What I want to do today is show you some inspiration I've taken from the past and bring it into a current drawing, and that's something I think that we all need to do. Even if you don't like something that you're doing, then you should at least pick something from it that you can take with you that you do like. Work on it until you like something and take it to the next one. Or you can just stop and start over. Or you do whatever you want. So here what I'm going to do is, this is a drawing for the story and that I'm writing. And so I want to take some old inspiration and drag it into this one and kind of make it something that goes into something I'm going to put into a more finished piece, even though the first one was really just more of a doodle. So I will go through that, and as I'm going through, I'm going to flip those pictures on the screen and show you where I got the inspiration. You can clearly see where I got the inspiration from in each of the previous doodles to put into this drawing. And so what you'll see first is on the top left of this drawing, it'll look like the top left of the other drawing, and then the bottom left of this drawing will look like the bottom and middle of that drawing. So you'll see. I'll flash those up on the screen and show you that. And I really like those aspects of that drawing. As a matter of fact, to be honest with you, I like those drawings better than I actually like this drawing. But that's because those kind of get the juices flowing. When I look at art, I like to have some things just pop my imagination and say, you know, that looks really cool to look at. I don't know what it is, but I like the effect that it has. Maybe it's, I don't know. And I happen to like that particular thing better than I like this finished drawing because I know what this is supposed to be. You don't, but I know what this is supposed to be. And so because it has to be something, I think I like the other one just a little bit more because it didn't really need to be anything. And it could be whatever I wanted it to be at the time. So anyway, I did not do any color on this. This is just the line work. This is just the pen and ink work with the white background. And I'm going to kick myself here because I recorded this whole thing not knowing that my camera was on the wrong setting. And the lighting gets a little crazy. I tried to correct it a little bit, but I'm still learning the editing software, so I couldn't correct it as much as I wanted to. And I don't even know if I could have corrected it all the way because it skips around so much. As my hand moves to the right of the drawing, it gets darker, and then I have to kind of try and correct it more. And as it moves to the left, it gets brighter. And I did the best I can. I'm very sorry. I will have it better in the next one, I promise. Okay, so I'm going to start off with a question today. Do you like to know that every Monday you'll have a new video from me, or would you rather be surprised by seeing a new video from me? Now, I know that I get surprised when I see a new video from a channel that I follow, but sometimes, or I'd say most often, I like to know when to expect that video, because otherwise I look for it, and if it's not there, I just kind of get that little bit of awe. You know, that little bit of, is it awe? But I think that if I were to know that that video is coming out on that day, then I could carve out that little bit of time when I know that I'm going to be watching that person's video and I have something to look forward to. But it's not about me, it's about you. So I want you to tell me, do you like to know that a video is coming out today, or do you not like to know that a video is coming out today? Would you rather just see it and happen across it, or get a little notification if you have notifications turned on, and you get that little notification that, hey, there's a new video up, and then you can see it? Sometimes, and the time is coming up here shortly where I'll have like a midweek video. Those videos never do very well for me. I don't know why, but they just don't. The Monday videos usually do better, and then if I do a Wednesday, Thursday, it usually does much worse. But it could be the topic. I haven't done it so many times where I could say, yeah, it's a pattern that always happens. It could just be the topic. Maybe the topics that I released on those. Or I did a couple of shorts on like a Wednesday and Thursday, and those don't do very well. And I'm not a big short person. I like doing short videos sometimes, but I don't like doing the shorts thing on YouTube. It's just not it doesn't work for me. I don't want to be kind of pigeon-toed into just 60 seconds, or I think it's like 50 seconds or something like that, because YouTube adds some seconds onto it and then it's not really a short. And so I don't want to do all that, but I'm getting way off topic here. The point is, do you want to know that you're going to get a video from me every Monday, or do you want to be surprised and just not know when you're going to get that video? Sometimes I like to put out the video on Monday, because I kind of force myself into that routine, and I don't want to skip it and then I don't get one out until later in the week. And now it's been almost 2 weeks since you've seen a video. I don't like that, but that's just my feeling, so I want to hear from you. Okay, so now I want to bring up a subject: where you are versus where you wish you were. Now, if I make bad art, and this may not be too great, we'll see how this turns out, but if I make bad art, so what? That's just my opinion of it. But this could come off very wrong. I don't know. I struggle putting this out there, but some of you know where I'm coming from. I just want to let it fly, and if it comes across wrong, it's all on me anyway. So it's all on me anyway, no matter what. So as artists, we all do this, and even if you aren't an artist, you probably do this with something in your life, somewhere. We find the most stunning example of what we create, and we put it up as this is where I am statement. And I'm not saying that I haven't been guilty of this, but I will tell you that if you look at percentages, that's really only where I am, maybe like 20% of the time. If you see something really good for me, that's my top 20% of where I am. And the rest, and I'm being very lenient on that as well. But the rest, the other 80% of my time, the art is terrible, or at least not anything that is crazy good. It's just, it's average, maybe. So if I have a collection of work, and my best piece was an 8 on a scale of 1 to 10, my worst is about a 4. And so my standard for my body of work would be about a 6. But I don't expect other people to do this, but when I put art up, it's not to show off my best work. The work that you end up seeing, I try to make it as honest as I possibly can. This is really where I am. But I think really a lot of artists most of the time try and show you where they wish they would be. And most of the time, by showing you their best stuff only. And that's not a bad thing. I'm not saying that artists tend to do that, because we're going to only put something out there if we're proud of it. Usually, not everyone is like me and will put stuff up there knowing that it's probably not as good as I probably could have done and could have done better. But it's not about that for me. This is about, everything about my journey. And this is not just, but on Instagram, it's that way. On Instagram, a lot of stuff in the beginning, I was doing a lot of animal stuff, and it was only when I had something really good that I would post it. And then later, I just started posting things that were just sketchy and just, doodles and that kind of stuff. And I got into this, if I would just post more stuff, I'd have a lot more stuff to look at for myself, to catalog what I've done. So I just started posting a bunch of stuff, and not just my best stuff. But I think this is the way everything is. If you look at like a photo album, I don't know if anyone has those anymore, but I know that some people in my family still have it. And when I look at those photos, look, I know I might be smiling in that photo, but I know what was going on at that particular point in my life, and I might not have been happy. Yeah, I might have just, who knows, maybe I was told to eat something I didn't want to be eating, and I was miserable about it, or maybe a toy was broken or something was taken away from me, and I was not the happiest. But you're almost trained, when someone points that camera at you, the first thing they say is, smile. And it's to show the best possible angle of what's happening at that particular point in time, so you remember that forever. But some of those instances were not the happiest of times, and yet you still smile. Matter of fact, if you are told Oh, well, I say you're told to smile, but if you go to take a photo as an adult, sometimes people have to tell you not to smile. Like if you're getting a certain ID or maybe it's your mugshot, whatever it is. But the point is, I remember as a kid taking a picture, sometimes I was kicking and screaming. Something had happened. But once that camera was on, you better smile or you might get beat for it. So you have to smile. And so that's what I would do. And no, I'm kidding when I say that. I probably wouldn't have gotten beaten if I didn't smile for a picture. But people want you to smile. They want to remember a happy time. They're almost manufacturing that happy time, even if it wasn't happy to begin with. And so most of the artwork we see from other people is people that put up, their best possible thing, but they didn't just show you the 10 or 20 pieces that they just threw away or hid back in some book somewhere and they really didn't want to show anybody. And that's fine. There's no rule that says you have to show everything to everyone. But I will tell you this, I really feel that if you show a lot more of the real stuff, the stuff where, it wasn't so good, that you are... I think you connect with people better. But here's the fear of this, is that I want to be taken seriously as an artist. And if I show you the mess ups and I show you the things that were not so good, that maybe you would not consider me as good of an artist, and maybe you won't ask me to do anything, where maybe if you think that I do everything perfectly, you may ask me to do something for you. You may ask me to illustrate something for you, or maybe do a portrait. But if you see my work and it doesn't look as good as maybe you would want something, I understand you may not ask me to do that. So artists tend to say, hey, look, this is my best stuff here, and all the other stuff, don't worry about, it's off somewhere else. It's not really who I am. But really it is. And I think the realistic expectation between artists, at least we can acknowledge that with each other. We can say, look, whatever just happened, it was a thing that I was learning from, and here it is, and I know it looks terrible, but I really like this aspect of it, and I'm going to take this aspect of it and develop it, and we start talking about that particular thing. Then it kind of shifts the other artists who are looking at your thing onto a different focus, and maybe they can see what you're talking about and relate to. Most of the time, the things that I do in art are not my best. They are they're experiments, and I started doing that on purpose more. Just experimenting and not doing things that I'm comfortable with, not doing things that I think are going to look beautiful when I'm done with them, because I think when I show that to you, it shows you that I'm not trying to be perfect all the time, and I think it just creates a little bit better of a bond. But I'd like to hear what you say about that. I think it's healthy when people know that you know you're not perfect. And look, in the end, what I'm really saying is I am striving to improve in every aspect that I possibly can. I hope you are as well, and don't ever be ashamed of that journey. You're going through something, you're trying to progress, and you are where you are. That's just how it is. Don't put up a front that makes it look like you're not where you are. That's just where you are. And it's okay, because you have a long way still to go. You're always going to be in the next spot. So just enjoy the ride. Have fun with where you are. And that's all I really have to say about that, which is probably more than you wanted to hear in the first place. Well, this drawing is coming to a close. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, this is a drawing for a book, and again, I'm very sorry for the constant changing of the lights. As you saw in the beginning, there was a part of a drawing that I put at the beginning, and then there was some inspiration I had in another drawing that was at the bottom left of that, and I tried to crop that out so you could really see where the inspiration was for that part, and I put it towards the end of this drawing. That's how you can do things. You just take some things that you enjoy doing or that you enjoyed from a previous piece, and you put it into a new piece. And that's what it's all about. It's like the hokey pokey. That is what it's all about. Here are a few more videos that you may enjoy if you enjoyed this one, and I will see you in the next video.